Okay, folks, here we are. Now, this is a package that I had put on order early this year because I wasn't real sure how our bees were going to fare. But they've done well. So this package is now going to be our experiment for YouTube. And they're supposed to be Italian bees. They come from a place down in Macon, and there's supposed to be about 3 pounds of bees in there. I'm kind of suspicious of that, but it was a pretty good price, so here we are. Now, when I got them, boy, they were just all over the screen, just pitching a fit. And I sprayed them down with a little bit of sugar water. Music don't calm the savage beast. Sugar water calms it. So we're going to take these bees and then we're going to put them in this hive, which belonged to my granddaddy. Now I have prepped this hive for painting, and all that's going to happen after we install the bees. I've heard you can do it, and so we're going to try it. So there's that. The next thing is these bees are not going to have any drawn comb whatsoever. The only thing they're going to have is a starter strip, which was a paint stirrer. Definitely net in my face. Which was a paint stirrer, and I put some notches in with my Dremel. Of course, you can see the fresh beeswax that I put up there. And then you can see the starter strip support lines, which is 80-pound test line, fishing line. So that is going to go in the hive, and that's what the bee is going to have to work from. And there was one of my regular bees out here checking it out. And of course, this is going to be a feeder, because they will need some sugar water for sure. So I'm doing this without my trusty camera girl today. She's out doing things that she enjoys. She went to Michael's or someplace like that. I hope it's not a man. I know where it is. Okay, or maybe it's Hobby Lobby, I don't know. So anyway, this is the box they're going in. That's the stand. So I'm going to be using a tripod. We're going to see how this works. So there'll be more. The next time you see me, I'll be on camera. Okay, here we go. Now, these bees have been through the mill. To get them in these boxes, they take the supers and they bang the supers over a funnel, and that funnel drops them down in here. So they've been through it. And, you know, that's just what happens. So what we're going to do here is get these girls into their new home. Now, once again, here's the frame that I have prepared with just a little bit of help. I'll put that down in there. I tell you what, if y'all see me spitting, it's because another gnat has gotten in my mouth. You know, I'm all for protein, but them things are just too much trouble to eat. Boy, it's got some wiggle to it, don't it? All right, girly girls. Okay, I'm going to put those in there like this. And then that will eventually sit down in there. Nope, I have to leave one frame out. Unless I can cut through this with my knife, and I doubt very seriously I can. No, that's not going to work. So anyway, we'll just take one frame out, and we won't have any problem at all. That thing going down there like that. Yes. See, what I'm going to do, I'm going to do the slow release of these bees. Now, old Dave from Barnyard Bees, David, he had an excellent video. Oh man, what the heck happened to that? Oh, you got to be kidding me. Okay, I'm back. Disaster averted. Okay. Or at least I said it was diverted. Now those bees are already starting to spool up on me. I can hear them roaring. So we're going to give them just a little bit more sugar water. This just gives them something to think about. Now what we got to do, we got to try to get these bees down. If you take it and go bump, see that? Bump, they're down. Oh crap, my queen cage is down too. Boy, there ain't a lot of activity in that queen cage. I hope she's okay. So this is a trick that I just thought about. Oh well. There's one queen. Okay, I mean a queen and no attendance. Well, that's odd. But anyway, all right. So we have El Quinola out. So we're going to put these down there like so. Dang it. I forgot I got to make room for my feeder. So I'm going to have to take another frame or two out. I'm probably going to end up having to go back to the house and get a saw to be able to get those ears off there. Because they're just going to be in the way. All right, get off of me. Tell you what, that can right there is just about empty. Yep, I gotta go get a saw. I'm sorry, folks. I thought I had everything. Okay, I'm back. And I brought 2 saws just in case. All right. So let's go back to where we were. There. Now, yeah, I'm sure these bees are really enjoying this little sawmill experience. I know I am. Not. There. You wally lollies. Alright, so now I get to knock them down again. Boom. Alright. Now then, that fits there. This fits here. Now our queen is, looks like they've got electrical tape around her box. No, I'm in the view here, ain't I? Yes, it is. It's electrical tape. That's kind of neat. So there she is. I don't know. I have to get behind the camera so we can see. Can you see her down inside there? She's a dark queen, some kind of carny looking thing probably. But so we have to remove the electrical tape or the obstruction. Sometimes they put corking in them. Now, I don't like that. that right there is how we're going to do it. And then I'm going to slide this thing over here again it so it don't move. So what am I going to do? All right, so now I'm going to spray down all surfaces in here with the sugar water, the 1-to-1 sugar water recipe. And then this handy dandy little magnet. This, I just thought of this, folks. Just thought of it. I've always had trouble getting the syrup out. Not no more. Look at that. Yeah, there's not a lot of sugar in that thing. Okay, so now that the bees are starting to move, I cover them halfway up. Cover them halfway up. Because I don't want them moving. I want to keep them. I tell you what, folks, without my wife here, everything gone to hell in a handbasket. My sprayer lost my nozzle, then the sprayer come apart. I didn't have my saw. Huh. What would I do without my bride? Obviously not make videos as easily. Okay, so there we go. So now then, we are going to fill this feeder up with this 1-to-1 sugar water. Okay. Then we're going to take this, what's left in this little thing, which ain't a lot. These things come from if y'all wonder what I'm doing, I'm opening this thing with my knife. These things come from down around Macon. And there's not a lot of, I am a professional at knife opening stuff. Their sugar water's a lot thicker than mine. That's syrup. That may be high fructose syrup they got in there. So yeah, I'll have to bring more sugar water out here. But yeah, them bees are starving to death. That's why they were so irritated when I first got them. They got no food. And hey, food is a necessity. I always tell people I'm about 30 minutes from starving slap to death. Yeah, that thing was almost empty. All right, so what I'm gonna do now, just slide this. Are you this side of this hive? Get in there. Okay, slide that over just like that. Bingo, bango, boingo. Hive installed. Package installed. Boom. Now this, oh man, I got sugar water all over my hand. This, like I said, this is a hive that belonged to my granddaddy. He died in 1977. My uncle, James Parker, who is recovering from the COVID, he's still a long way from well, but he has made improvements. They have him in a they have him in a rehab center. But he gave this box to me, I don't know, 3 years ago. And he said he had saved it all the years, all since my granddaddy passed, that I was going to get some bees. He said, but I never did. But since you got them, I'm going to give them to you. So here we go. I've got the bees. And we are just going to have some I'm putting just some leaves in front of the reduced entrance thing here. We're going to have some bees in Granddaddy's box again. I've had them in there before, but I'm going to paint it, and we're going to do it with it on the box. I mean on the stand out here in the hive. Okay, I'm going to try that one more time. We're going to do it on the stand in my bee yard. Bingo. So anyhow, I really hope this has worked. I'm going to walk over here and see if the camera is still working. It is. Oh, happy day. So now we're going to take a little stroll around the bee yard while we can. Okay. We got a good bit of activity at this hive. This is a split right here that we made. No activity, which is fine. That should be all nurse bees. Same thing here. Should be all nurse bees. These are two hives up here that I was really concerned about surviving, and they are just going gangbusters now, doing wonderful. And then here is the mailbox swarm hive, and on the back side of it is my double screen bottom board split. And those queen cells, they should be close to opening here for long. So hopefully everything, I mean, by the activity we're seeing right there, everything looks good. We have foragers. I haven't seen any pollen come in while we're standing here, but I know in the past I have. Bees don't just come out and go back in empty-handed. They bring something back. So I feel sure those bees right there are bringing nectar back in from somewhere. So then over here is my big horizontal hive. And I have to be honest with you, I'm not real crazy about it. It was a gift, and I've tried for 2 years now to get the bees to perform. And they do okay, but it's just not user-friendly. I'll have to do something with that. I can raise bees in it good, but trying to harvest honey has not been easy. But the last split I took come from this hive, and the queen in there is a queen we raised last year. So our own stock here. So there's the walkthrough, and thought y'all might find that interesting. But we are underway here with this little hive, and looks like we may have a crack up here on the top that they can, yeah, I need to put a rock on top of that thing. Need to put a rock on it. Get her weighted down, and that way the bees can't squeeze out the top up here. Put one right there like so, and let's see. Find a rock not being used. And I'm being very careful not to knock the camera over. Because like I said, without my bride, I'm just all fumbles out here. Now I want you to look there. I brought some more sugar water with me and forgot to put it in the dabbling feeder. Sometimes I wonder about myself, folks. Once again, without my bride camera girl here, I'm just all thumbs. And there's something I don't like to see. I already got 2 bees stuck down in the sugar water drowning. Oh, you stupid thing. Now, I can remedy that pretty quick too. Get up here and get some of this piney straw. Pine straw. And drop it down on top of it. Just like so. I don't know if y'all can see that on camera, but that will prevent the bees from becoming drowning victims. They can still get the sugar water out. They just don't drown in the process, in theory. So if y'all belong to this hive, get in it. If you don't, get away. All right. So now let's put our rock back on it. And there you have it. No veil required. That should be a country song somewhere. Now watch me get stung. But anyway, so anyhow, that's it. That's it in a nutshell. And like I said, we're going to experiment completely with this one. We are not using any type of wax foundation or plastic foundation. This is, like I said, 80-pound test line fishing. This is a paint stirrer from Ace Hardware. They're in Woodstock. Thank you, Ace Hardware, better known as Morgan's. And just a little bit of beeswax I melted and put on the bottom of it. So we're going to see what happens. Supposedly, it's supposed to work. And like I said, we'll see what happens. So there you have it, here in the bee yard. Jeff Eubanks family homestead, or hobby homestead is a way of life. And let me tell you something, every homestead needs a beehive, or 2, or 4. beehives are like motorcycles. You never can have too many. No, that's not true. All right, so we'll see y'all later. Remember, like, subscribe, and share to anybody you'd like to. And I hope you're getting something out of all this stuff. So there you go. Okay, next day here. The slow release method from the box worked pretty good. We didn't have a great number of dead in there. Of course, now I know there's probably some in the hive that have died, but that's to be expected. By all indications, the queen is still in her cage. I didn't look. All I did was take the cage out, or the shipping box, whatever you call it, put in 2 more frames, and I bet a better hive reduction, the entrance reduction that I like. Not been a real big fan of these ever. So, of course, now the bees are checking me out this morning. Maybe because I'm warm and I've stirred them up a little bit, putting the extra frames in there. They're fanning right there. I don't know if you can see that or not. That's what they're doing. They're fanning. I've already killed 2 hive beetles that come out on the landing board. I saw hive beetles in the cage yesterday though, so that's to be expected nowadays. But a good strong hive can handle hive beetles. So that's where we stand. I've made this little ramp so that any that land out here can scurry up the ramp like Evel Knievel and go right in the hive. So hopefully here in the next little bit they'll start drawing comb. I filled the feeder back up with a 1-to-1 ratio of sugar water, and that makes it easy for drawing, easy for consumption, whole 9 yards. So hopefully here in the next little bit these little girls will settle in and get out here and start drawing in some nectar and pollen, but they've got to get to work on making them some comb first. So I'm real interested to see how we progress from here, because I've never done it like this either. I've always brought a nucleus hive, or I put drawn comb in for a package. So that's where we stand. It's early on Sunday morning. The sun's just now getting up pretty good, and it won't be long before the rest of the bee yard comes to life. Of course, that biggest hive over there, I see them buzzing around it already. So there we go. There you have it. This is all going to be put together, or it may be spaced out over a few videos, but that's where we stand here on the homestead. Beautiful day. Purple martins are buzzing around, chirping around. They are having a ball. They're loving life. I need to do a little update on my martins, because the sub-adults are going to be showing up in the next few weeks. I may already have a few here now, but ordinarily when they show up, chaos ensues, because they're coming in and trying to start establishing their territories, and the ones that are here don't want to give up what they've already fought to establish. So you have a week or so of unrest. All right, so there we go, folks. There you have it. Eubanks Family Homestead, or hobby homestead and a way of life.